Now, it is my pleasure to introduce our speaker today. Keynote speaker, excuse me. Michael Alexander Blake is a New York Assemblyman and was recently elected as Vice Chair of the Democratic National Committee. His parents came here from Jamaica, and I verified with them that he is named after two esteemed former Prime Ministers of Jamaica, Alexander Bustamante and Michael Manley, both incredible politicians. He's a graduate of Northwestern University. He worked for several advocacy and political groups before joining Barack Obama's campaign staff in 2007 in Iowa. Michael was a key figure in both of President Obama's campaigns. He served as Iowa Deputy Political Director in the 2008 campaign and National Deputy Director of Operation Vote for 2008, National Deputy Director for Operation Vote 2012. I must have 2018 on my mind. He also served in the Obama administration. In 2014, he was elected a New York Assemblyman from the 79th District. And I have to tell you this, I'm not normally an ageist, but this man is 35 years old. So he's got a whole lot that he's crammed into about 10 years of political career. So I would like to introduce to you Michael Blake.
Hi, Iowa. What's going on, Story County, Central Iowa? How we doing? Come on, where's the energy? How we doing, Iowa? There we go. I know there's beer and pork, but just give me a few minutes of your time. That's okay, all right? That's all right. I understand the priorities that are happening here on today. First of all, can we put our hands together for Linda? I want you to MC every party that I have. That's okay? Okay? You may have to travel to New York, but we'll make it work anyway. We'll figure it out in that manner. Second, I was looking for Jan. I see Sandy here. I wanted to give them both a shot. There we go. So to our DNC members, to Sandy and to Jan, who had our back. First, let's put our hands together for them. Come on. I said this when I was at Scott County a few months ago. I was with our AG, who I'll show him love in a moment, that I and our team will never forget what you all did for us, to give us the chance to be in DNC leadership, for this 4-year term. Many of us, almost all of us, were expecting for Secretary Clinton to be elected, and every single day we watched the Orange Madness happening in D.C., but the election opened up the opportunity for new DNC leadership, because when we don't have the White House, we elect DNC leadership for 4 years. And if it wasn't for our Iowa's DNC members, we wouldn't be here today. So I just want to express my gratitude to the two of you for always being with us. So thank you again for everything that you do. To Tom Miller, what do you say about Tom Miller? So, I am no stranger to Iowa. I was here for 10 months in 2007, 2008. I was the deputy political director for the state for President Obama, then Senator Obama. That's right. I see you. There we go. Right. Yeah, they didn't think they were going to miss him. They miss him now, right? And when we came here, very quick background before I go into my remarks. So I was a TV producer in Chicago, and I didn't feel like I was helping enough people. I grew up in the Bronx, New York. My family is Jamaican descent. My mom worked for 40 years at a manufacturing plant. My daddy worked for 28 years. He mopped hospital room floors in St. Barnabas Hospital, part of 1199 SEIU. So much love to our brothers and sisters of labor, always, right? And when I applied for many different jobs, because I wanted to go help more people, I applied for an internship with State Senator Jeff Schoenberg, and that opened up more doors for me. And I came and I helped a woman, and she said, well, if you don't help me keep my home, I'm gonna lose my home in a week. And we helped her keep her home. And because of that, that allowed me to then learn about a training program that was called Yes We Can. I was one of 10 people that was part of the training program for Barack Obama at that time. And then they sent me to Michigan to work on 3 campaigns. But in February of 2007, after he gave the incredible speech in Springfield launching his campaign, the woman who accepted me into the training program said, you know, I was just calling to check on you. And I said, well, if I can help in any way, let me know. And she said, I know you'd be interested. But I said, I am. And a week later, I received a phone call, and they said, I need you to send me your resume. And I said, well, I'm at the state capitol in Michigan right now. I probably shouldn't do it. She said, maybe you didn't hear me the first time. Send your resume. So I'm going to say this for all the guys out here. When a woman says something, listen. I'm just going to tell you that right now, right? It'll make things easier for everybody, you know? And I sent my resume, and an hour later, Emily Parcell was giving me a phone call, who was our state political director for Iowa. A week later, I had a phone interview. 3 days later, I flew out to Des Moines for an in-person interview. And then 8 days later, on March 3rd, 2007, I moved to Iowa. And our first campaign day for me was March 4th, 2007. And the reason I go there is there were 2 people in this country, and specifically in this great state, that believed in us when a lot of people didn't. And it was Tom Miller and Mike Fitzgerald. The president has said this many times, and I say this every time, and Tom knows, I was very emotional last time I saw Tom down in Davenport. Between the 2 of you and also the Senator, you know, I would say the Senator Tim Kaine of Virginia, we will forever be indebted for what you did for us, because you gave us legitimacy when a lot of people didn't want to open up doors for us. And when they talked about Obama and they didn't want to give us a chance, they believed in us because they believe in you. And for what you continue to do for the people of Iowa, I say thank you. Yeah. There are many people that are here in different regards, in so many different aspects. I will get in trouble if I try to recognize everybody. So I'm going to say I love everybody. Let's do that right there, right? You know, because there are so many different people that are here in different regards that are serving in different ways. I saw a few. I see Andy is still here. I saw Todd left a few minutes ago. John is there. There we go. I thought I saw Kathy walking around. There's Kathy. I didn't see Nate or John Norris as of yet. But let's put our hands together for our gubernatorial candidates. And because, you know, we have the opportunity of being part of the DNC, let's be clear. We obviously want the governor's seat back, but we need to focus on everything. So for our candidates for school board, we say we're proud of you. You know, let's put our hands together. Gina, Monica, Janet. Our candidates for mayor, is Victoria here? Victoria, here we go. For city council, we have Rob, we have David. We have city elections next year. City Attorney Jessica Reynolds. Is Jessica here? Not here. Come on. Brenda for State House. Herman for State Senate. Deb for State House. We need to get some congressional candidates. We got to get this worked on right now, okay? I have a feeling I just got me a new assignment. I feel like Jan and Sandy are going to have me doing some new work right now on that regard. But we talk about this a lot at the DNC now, that we have to think about this from the school board to the Senate, from the city council to the county officials to the Congress, from the State House to the White House. You know, we can't just think about this every 4 years, everybody. We got to think about this all of the time. We lost 1,042 seats over an 8-year span. 1,042 less Democrats in office across this country. And we have to be focused on this right now in a very real, tangible way. 217 counties that Barack Obama won twice, that Donald Trump won. And I say that because we can't just say that people that voted for Trump are racist and sexist and misogynistic. They may believe in some of those things, but we also have to be clear. We can't just say Trump is bad. We got to tell them why we're good. Yeah. So we come here today, big tent on the Prairie. I hope this tent holds right now. I'm really grateful that you have Obamacare, right? So, you know, I come to you as a second-term assembly member from the Bronx, New York, where diversity is very personal for us in many different ways. I represent the most diverse county in America. All right? We have an 89.7% likelihood that any two people you meet in the Bronx be a different ethnicity. There is no county in the country that has the numbers that high. 139,000 residents. Largest employer is Bronx Lebanon Hospital. So clearly we care about what's going on with healthcare, and which everyone should care about what's going on in healthcare every single day. You know, when we talk about what's happening in this country right now, this is a clear sign of where we go as a people. 200,000 Iowans potentially will lose healthcare coverage if this vote goes through. And I said this the last few weeks, and I said this last night. If you have Republicans that are trying to rush out of D.C. to take a healthcare vote before the recess, then you need to make sure you vote them out and give them a permanent recess next November. Right? So diversity means a lot of different things. Right? When we talk about diversity, obviously, instinctively, we think about ethnicity and race, first and foremost. I can understand that in different aspects. You know, I see the massive number of Jamaican Americans that are here right now, right? You know, I was waiting for the Jamaican, curry goat back there, right? But diversity means a lot of different things, and we have to accept and appreciate and be excited about diversity in all aspects, right? Diversity is when it comes to gender. Right? The reality is when you have 13 white men trying to tell women and minorities what's best for their health care, something's wrong. And look, I love white guys. Let's be clear about that, right? But something's wrong about that. When you have a room telling women what's best for them, the comedic irony of Mitch McConnell, who in 08 and 09 and 2010 was saying, well, you shouldn't do anything in secret. Nothing should ever happen in secret. Well, what happened was that millions of Americans received health care access they didn't have before. Let me make it even more plain. There are people alive today because of the Affordable Care Act. So why does diversity have impact on our policies? Well, it's because you have people that are trying to tell you that pre-existing conditions should not be covered any longer. That are trying to tell women that, all that happens during your stages of pregnancy shouldn't be covered any longer. That the young person under the age of 26 shouldn't be covered under their parents' plans. That, no, you shouldn't have free colonoscopies and free mammograms. Let's be clear. We are better as a people when more people are part of the process. Right? So let's be clear that we got to talk about it in all aspects. I'm very clear about it. I say I'm a man, I'm also a feminist. And you have to be excited to be both. Don't get caught in the games that the Republicans try to play with us. Well, you're pro-choice versus pro-life. No, I respect whatever your decisions may be, but you're not going to tell me what to tell a woman what to do with her own body. That's not what I'm going to do. Diversity is beautiful when it comes to our faith and our religions. Because I have to make sure we all remember this, that the same way people are trying to go after the Muslim community now was the exact same way people tried to come after the black community with segregation and Jim Crow. It's the same way they came after the Jewish community when people are saying, well, the Holocaust didn't happen. It's the same way that people come after all our respective communities, and you have to have a thought process. If they go after Muslims, they go after you. If they go after women, they go after you. If they go after people of color, they go after you. If they attack any one of us, they attack all of us. Diversity means we are stronger together, not divided. It's the reason why elections matter. Think about this. If we didn't have strong progressive attorneys general around the country, like Tom, like Eric Schneiderman in New York, when that unconstitutional ban came forward, it was the AGs that said, no, we're not allowing this to go forward. But that means you have to be engaged, Iowa, all of the time. That means, what are we doing to find that city attorney, that district attorney? What are you doing to find that local candidate so you can build the bench? We can't have a scenario where there are elections and there's not a Democrat on the ballot. That is not attainable any longer. Diversity also means you have to have diversity of ideas. It's okay for us to have diverse ideas. We're Democrats. That means we're going to argue. It's all good. It's all good. I still want you to come to my house for Thanksgiving dinner or Christmas dinner, whatever that may be. But it's okay to have differences of opinion. But what we can't do is say that our divisions will keep us divided. Because we don't have the time any longer to continue to say, I'm an Obama Democrat, or a Bernie Democrat, or a Hillary Democrat. No, we have to be a united Democratic Party. We don't have the luxury of that. Now, diversity of opinions means a lot of things, and we're welcoming that diversity at the DNC right now. We have our Unity Reform Commission, where we're talking about all the different conversations that are happening around superdelegates, around conventions, around placement, around timing. Why? Because you want to be more diverse about those opportunities. But let's see what's happening on the other side. The other party was saying, well, there's no way we'll rally around Trump. And what have they done? They have rallied around someone. And we'll tie them all together. The Trump, Pence, Ryan, Sessions, Grassley agenda. Which continues to find more and more ways to attack people. I said this to some law students a few weeks ago. You know, I know Montana, you say you're going to law school, right? I said, if the Attorney General has to get a lawyer, you know you got problems. They lie about their tweets. They lie about their tapes. They lie about what they're going to do for the people. They talk about the folks in Indiana that thought they were going to still have their jobs from carrier jobs. They put out the post. And what happened? Just this week, Carrier said, nope, sorry, we played you. We're sending those jobs to Mexico. We can't be divided right now. Our country needs us. On Monday, the Congressional Budget Office is going to take a vote. What's that vote, that message going to say? 23 million Americans, as we said before, are going to lose their health care. Next Thursday, people don't care. They don't give a damn about your bumper sticker. They don't care about where you came from. They want to know, will you fight for them? Will you stand up for them? What are you going to do for them right now? Democrats, we fight for opportunity for all. The Republicans are fighting for opportunity for 1%. We can't allow that right now. That is who we are. Yeah. So we look at those who have come before you. Diversity means diversity of experience. Diversity means diversity around geography. We think about here in central Iowa, which I hope I can get invited back. You know, I'm your good luck. I heard it was 100 degrees the last few days. See, we cooled it down. We just needed some New Yorkers to show up right now, right? But it's a diversity of the experience. Why? Because in the same way when people talk about New York, they make it seem like New York is just New York City. I remind people that while there's 9 million people that live in New York City, there's another 10 million people that live outside the city. And the same way we have to do that education here, it's not just what's going on in Des Moines, it's what are we doing in Ames? What's happening in Iowa State? What are we doing throughout central Iowa? But also making sure we have an appreciation for everyone. Why? Because it allows us to give someone else a better chance to win. Elections matter. They matter. Don't ever allow anyone to tell you otherwise ever again. Because many people believed that they could just ride on the coattails in 2016 and would make it. No, that's not going to work. But when you give people a positive, exciting message of why we are stronger and can do more together, something transforms all of us as a people. You know, I've been reflecting a lot on history since I've been in this role as the vice chair, one of the vice chairs. And I've been thinking about what people have said before to prepare us for now. I tell my staff all the time, we have a rule, it's called the 5 Ps. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. Right? And that means you have to understand your history. Because things just don't happen. They don't just coincidentally happen. Things occur because they've been building up for a long time. Case in point, the Tea Party didn't just show up. Right? It had been building for a long time. This nonsense of Trump and that whole crew talking about death panels. How they tried to scare people. And the birther movement. Now they just have a different name. So we have to find ways that we encourage people. And when I think about those that inspire and encourage, 60 years ago in Jackson, Mississippi, JFK said something that resonates still today. So long as there is one child without milk, as long as there is one family without a decent home, so as long as there are aged persons without pensions, so as long as there are working mothers without fair wages, struggling farmers without income, so long as there are overcrowded schools and inadequate hospitals and families on relief, so long will be the need of the Democratic Party, and so long will we be called upon leadership. We are needed as Democrats right now. People have to understand that we are a party that is not just going to talk about urban issues, we're going to talk about rural issues as well. That we're going to stand up for our rural communities all of the time. That we have to make sure that we understand and have an appreciation of what's going on. We're not going to sit silently by as Democrats when people try to attack collective bargaining and try to go after our schools and our teachers and administrators, because we will not allow you to destroy our school systems silently. No, we will not allow that, because we are Democrats. That's who we fight for. We will fight for. Clean water and environmental protections, because you're not going to continue to destroy our communities and us sit silently by. That is not who we are. We are Democrats. That is who we are. We're going to fight for Planned Parenthood, because no, you are not going to attack our women's communities at all in this manner. But diversity means that we are excited to fight together. That means we have to stop fighting each other. The election has come and gone. We've learned lessons from it. But now the question is, what will we do to help the people? We are here to help people. That's why we're here. I come to you as someone who healthcare is very personal for me. So I was born on Christmas Day in the Bronx, New York, with a heart murmur. 4 weeks I was in the ICU. To the point where my daddy bought a portrait that my mother didn't tell me until after my daddy passed. It was a portrait of the Lord's Supper. And my mama told me that your daddy bought that in case you didn't make it, you at least know that the Lord was always watching over you. My mama beat breast cancer 2000 to 2001. My daddy, he had skin cancer. He beat it once. It came back. It called him on home, but he had a strong fight along the way. I say that to say, people don't want us to bicker right now. They want us to help them. They don't want us to continue to say what side are you on, or where you came from, or what experience you had, and who's the better Democrat. They want to know will we go and help them. So you may not be black or Latino or Native American or Asian, but I want you to fight for communities of color and criminal justice reform. You may not be from a urban community, but I want you to stand up for those that live in rural communities. You may have never seen a farm before in your life, but you need to stand up for our farmers so they can provide food for our communities in all aspects. We may not understand the different experiences that we have, but we're on the same journey together. And that means we stand up for all of our communities. That means we stand up for the LGBTQ community. Don't be silent right now and when they're being attacked. That means we stand up for people with disabilities, because we won't be silent when they are attacked. We have to stand up together because that is who we are. So I'll bring this to a close by saying this. We are a new Democratic Party with a new vision, one that we are excited to bring across this country, a vision that says that we are focused on how do we win hearts, minds, and elections. That is what we will be doing. That is how we transform this. We want to come with a vision of progress, an economic message that says we as Democrats will fight for jobs. We as Democrats will fight for education. We will fight for health care. We will fight for women's rights. We will fight for our students who need to know that we will stand there. They should not have to go to school and then wonder when they come out from school if they have tens of thousands of dollars of debt upon them. We have to stand up for all of our communities, because that is who we are. So I come to you as someone who went from no house in Jamaica to the Black House at Northwestern to the White House in D.C. to the State House in Albany. I stand before you as the next vision of the Democratic Party. Embrace our diversity, for that is who we are. Embrace our diversity, for that is who we are. Embrace our diversity, for that is who we are. God bless you, everybody.
Powerful, man. Powerful.
Thank you, brother.
You were great.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so very, very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you, man. Appreciate you.
We do have somebody else. Excuse me. We do have somebody else who has offered to give us a few words since he's here. He's not on the program. Attorney General Tom Miller said he would talk with us.